Hi there folks, this is Adam with 8Badge Gaming coming to you today with the third video in our gameplay series for the Alolan Ninetails GX deck. We're going to go ahead and hop right on into the queue here, and we're going to see what we get paired up against today. So far we're sitting at 2-1 with the deck, doing pretty well with it overall. And it looks like today we're paired up against a Dark, Psychic, Electric, and colorless deck. So I'm curious as to what we're playing against. I feel like it's likely going to be a Zoroark variant of some sort. There's not many other dark type Pokemon that are actually seeing play right now, especially in the full Celestial Storm standard. Now we did win the flip here, so we will take the first turn because the first evolution can be pretty key with this deck. And we're going to see what we get in our opening hand. Now, starting a Mewtwo isn't exactly where we want to be. Now, we do have the ability to Ultra Ball for a Lele on the first turn, discarding a Water Energy to do so, but we're not giving our opponent very much information at the very least on our first turn with the Mewtwo here, but really where we're taking the first turn overall, we are still going to be having some decent go here. Now, funnily enough, our opponent starts a Mewtwo here as well. Our Mewtwo is a little less fancy than their Hollow Mewtwo. So let's go ahead and think what we want to do here. I think we're going to Ultra Ball. We're only going to discard one of the energy, but we are going to discard a Field Blower here. We're going to use that to go for a Tapu Lele. Now, we're going to do a quick prize check here as well, because we want to see what we have missing here overall. Now, I think we are pretty set on our Pokemon overall, but let's have a quick look here. So we have both of our Remoraids, both of our Octilleries, our Tapu Koko, we already have our Mewtwo, we have our Ninetales, all check. We have our Lele's, all check. We have our Aqua Patches. We had both of our Field Blowers. We're using an Ultra Ball right now. We have our Brooklet Hill, Bridget's, Cynthia's. It looks like we're down a Guzma. We are down an N and a Sycamore, and unfortunately we don't have enough time to complete going there. Now, we are going to be able to get a second chance to look here when we go for the Lele here, but I think unfortunately we have to go for a draw supporter. Now, the sad thing for that is because the Bridget would leave us basically card stuck afterwards. We really don't have much of a follow-up play after that. Now, it looks like we have a double colorless prized as well as a choice band prized, as well as our rescue stretcher. Let's see, what else could there be? I'm not entirely sure, but we'll go ahead and roll it out like this. So it's actually, no, that's our full prizes. There are rescue stretcher, Guzma, and Sycamore, choice band, and double colorless energy. So let's go ahead and we're going to attach an energy to the Mewtwo here, and we're going to go ahead and use the Cynthia. We have some hard choices to make here overall. We did get Coco, which is good for us. I think we're going to go ahead and put the Coco down here now, and we do have an Aqua Patch as well. So that's going to help for the follow-up. Now, I think what we want to do is actually do an Ultra Ball, discard a Choice Band and a Ninetales, and we're going to go here for another Lele, and that's going to be for a draw supporter next turn. We're going to keep the Lele in hand. We're not going to invest it to the bench just yet in case our opponent does use an N or another disruption of some sort there, because then that's just going to put us up cards. Now, our opponent is starting with a Cynthia here. They didn't invest any other cards to the board, period, so that means that they had a pretty bad hand to start. We see a Darkness energy on the Mewtwo here, and it looks like, let's see, that'll be 40, we'll be hitting for 80, he attaches an energy, he'll be hitting for 20, it won't be a KO. Alright, so let's go ahead and attach an energy here. We're going to use a Lele to go for a supporter card. We're going to, this time, we're not going to go for an N, and I don't think we want to go for the Sycamore, so we're going to go for Cynthia here again. I'm not terribly fond of it, but we do what we have to do. Now, we are going to be two-shotting his Mewtwo while he'll have to two-shot back, but we do get the first hit in. We can go for an Ultra Ball here. I think we pitch the Guzma and the Aqua Patch to go for a Remoraid this time. We want to keep the DCE, mainly because we can use that on just about any one of our Pokemon for attacking. Throw it in the Remoraid, and we're going to go ahead and do a Psychic here. So the Psychic is going to hit for a total of 80 damage here, and we'll be able to KO the Mewtwo next turn. Now, our opponent hasn't put any other basic down, so it might end up being a quick match. He does put a Float Stone on the Mewtwo, a second energy here, a Sycamore, so he is likely trying to get another basic so he doesn't just straight up lose on our next turn. We see a Shrine of Punishment here. He's using an Ultra Ball, so he is fetching up another Pokemon here. We get a Tapu Koko. So this looks to be the damage spread deck if we're looking at Shrine of Punishment plus Koko. Mewtwo is a bit of an interesting one here. Ooh, Brooklet Hill is a good draw for us, because we can go ahead, throw down the Brooklet Hill. We're going to use this to go for a Alolan Vulpix. We're going to attach the DCE to the Vulpix, evolve our Remoraid into the Octillery here, use Abyssal Hand to put us up 4 cards before we KO this Mewtwo here, and we get ourselves an N. Now, we don't want to use the N just yet because we don't want to put our opponent up cards. We don't need to use the Ultra Ball because we have Ninetales in hand. We might use it to thin our hand down next turn, but we shall see. And we're just going to go ahead and do the Psychic here for the KO on our opponent's Mewtwo. So our Mewtwo got the first shot in and was able to take the KO because of it. Now we get ourselves a Choice Band, which isn't going to be a great card in this matchup by the looks of it. Now, our opponent does have a Koko. He's going to use Brooklet Hill, not have anything to hit with it. We're going to see an Ultra Ball here. Does he have, say, a Lele GX? He does indeed. So he's going to use this, obviously, to go for a Draw Supporter with only one card in hand. Now, if he had a Draw Supporter already, he obviously wouldn't be going for a Lele, because it's always a liability to bench a Lele. So we're going to see our opponent end us here. I'm not totally miffed here at all. Really, we have a lot of good cards that we can draw afterwards, and it's really only putting us down a card. We get ourselves some energy, ends in the Sycamore. I think we're probably going to Sycamore, though the Enhanced Hammer does mess with our plan a bit. He does have a DCE here, and the Flying Flip is going to KO our Mewtwo here. So let's go ahead and put up our own Tapu Koko for the free retreat. We're going to, I think, Lele makes this a little different, because I could force up, say, the Oranguru, get it stuck in the active, or force him to use a DCE to retreat it. Let's start off with a Brooklet Hill here. We're going to go for another Vulpix. And then I think what we want to do is we're actually going to N. We're going to mess with our opponent's plan a little bit here. We do get an Aqua Patch, but we don't get anything for us to get up a Alolan Ninetails. So let's go ahead and Aqua Patch. We're going to put an energy on to our undamaged Vulpix. I think we're going to put a Choice Band onto the Tapu Koko. We're going to Octillery here, Abyssal Hand to draw 2 cards. We hit a Remoraid and a Bridget, both of which are a bad time for us. And I think what we want to do here is just go ahead and pass back. So our opponent's making a bit of a comeback here because we're just getting a little bit stuck hand-wise. I don't like seeing those Hoopas on our opponent's side there. Those can kind of stonewall us a bit here. Max Elixir getting the energy on, Choice Band, Shrine of Punishment, and Sycamore. He's really going deep here, and this is an interesting deck to say the least. Now, he is down to 19 cards in deck, attaching an energy for turn. We're seeing a Max Elixir. How many energy does he have? He's already used 4, and that's quite a bit more there as well. He is getting some damage on his own Lele, but we really need to get this Shrine of Punishment out of the way, which we will be able to do with the Brooklet Hill here. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and Sycamore. We don't want any of these cards that we have in hand, though I should have used the Fuel Blower on our opponent's Choice Band there. We're going to, let's see, attach a DCE here. Ultra Ball, discarding a Bridget and a... We don't want the Vulpix. Bridget and an Energy... No, not Bridget and Energy. I guess it's going to be Vulpix and Bridget. I don't like doing that, but we're going to have to give her a go. We're going to go for our Ninetails GX here. We're going to evolve. Now, let's see. Including damage done to this Pokemon. So I don't know if the GX here will actually move the damage counters over to the Hoopa. But we do get to draw a couple cards off the Abyssal Hand here. What we can do is retreat into the Ninetails here. And we can go for an Ice Blade. So let's see. I think that's going to prevent the damage from the Ice Blade. So let's do for an Ice Blade on... We don't need to do the Lele. We're going to do the Oranguru. And now if he does go ahead and force up the Hoopa here, or put up the Hoopa, retreat into the Hoopa, etc., what we can do is Guzma up one of his harder to retreat Pokemon. I can also look at Guzmaing up the Lele and actually KOing that with a Blizzard Edge, which would be convenient because we now have Xaxes damage-wise on that. Now our opponent's down to 14 cards in deck. He gets the energy for the Hoopa, and we're going to see 80 damage going on to our Ninetails here. 110 actually. That brings us up to some dangerous numbers here. So, what I think we want to do here is... Let's attach an energy to our Alolan Vulpix. We're going to Guzma up the Tapu Lele. We're going to put up our Tapu Koko. We're going to retreat our Tapu Koko. We're going to Octillery for 1 here to get another card deeper in our deck. We do get another Ninetails GX, but we don't want to invest it. And we're going to Ice Path to move all of the damage onto our opponent's Lele. Now they do need an energy to get it out of the active. We already see 4, 5, 6, 7 dark energies and 2 double colorless. We can Ice Blast to snipe. We're seeing a Guzma on our opponent's side here. He's going to take out our Lele, get himself a couple of prizes here. So we're going to put up our Koko. We're having a bit of a bad go with this. Hoopa is a bad time for us. So let's Aqua Patch. We're going to put an energy on to the Alolan Vulpix here. We're going to... We can snipe the Lele by putting up the Ninetails. So let's go like this. We're going to Octillery to go for 1 card. We get ourselves a Float Stone, which I'm going to put on our Ninetails. We're going to Cynthia to try to get a different set of cards here. We get ourselves another Aqua Patch, another Float Stone. I don't want to use the Aqua Patch just yet. We're going to retreat our Koko into our Ninetails, and then we're going to do an Ice Blade onto the Lele for a KO. So we're hoping this way to get a baby Ninetails. That's going to be our way that we get our damage, and we do get the Rescue Stretcher. So we have to hope we're not going to get disrupted by an N, and that he doesn't kind of put up his Koko and do a flip to KO our baby Ninetails here, or our baby Vulpix. If we can KO that Hoopa, I think we're going to be very well off. We get a float stone. Ah, he has the N. So he's down to 11 cards in deck. We're down to 11 cards in deck as well. We have our second Ninetails. We get an Enhanced Hammer here. He's going to be able to two-shot our Ninetails. So let's see. What do we do here? We drew another Ninetails. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put a Choice Band on the Coco to get it out of our hand. We're going to evolve this Vulpix into a Ninetails. We're going to attach an energy to this Ninetails. We're going to Octillery to draw deeper into our deck. We're going to then Guzma up. I think we might be able to get around this because we Guzma up this Hoopa to keep it into the active, and then we just start sniping. So we start off with an Ice Blade on to the Oranguru here. Pass back to our opponent, so they need basically a DCE here. We have a limited number of turns from the Shrine of Punishment. Because we're going to be taking 20 an N. Are you kidding me? Still having the draw supporters with one card in hand, one draw. We get a Field Blower here now. That's going to wreck our day a little bit. Let's see. He passes back. We need to get rid of the Shrine of Punishment here. Otherwise, we are going to straight up die. We have 7 cards left in deck. What do we have available to us? We don't have any Brooklet Hills. I don't think we can get rid of the Shrine. Let's throw down this, put an energy on the Vulpix. We're going to Octillery to draw 3 of our 6 remaining cards. We do have a DCE. We're going to Ice Blade for a snipe here. And take a prize. We need to get that Rescue Stretcher because that buys us a few extra turns of card draws. So let's see what we can get. We have, hopefully our opponent stuck here right now, or he could have the Guzma. The Guzma will do it, because he's going to take out this Vulpix. We are in a dire position here now. Let's put up our Tapu Koko because of the free retreat. Let's see, that's the very last Guzma in his deck. We do get a Rescue Stretcher. We're kind of doomed, though. Because, let's see, let's put this here. We're going to Rescue Stretcher to shuffle 3 Pokemon from our discard back in. It's going to have to be Baby Vulpix, Ninetails, and... let's see, Psychic, show playmat. We've got Resistance there, so Mewtwo doesn't do it. Show cards. Let's go for another Vulpix. We're going to put the Float Stone on the Octillery. We're going to Octillery for 1 to see if we can hit a Ninetails or a Vulpix, which we did. Okay, so we might still be in this. So let's Flying Flip. We're going to deal 20 to everything. He can't KO. We're going to get 10 damage on everything. We have no way to keep our Ninetails from dying. So we have a very limited number of turns here to take the remaining 2 prizes that we need to take. A Max Elixir with 6 cards left in deck, still hitting an energy, is kind of ridiculous here. He's going to retreat into the Coco, he's going to put the damage on the Ninetails, and we're just kind of dead next turn. We have ourselves a turn to take 2 prizes. So, can we do it? I don't think we can, given the cards that we have in hand. So, let's just go ahead and retreat into our Ninetails. We'll put an energy on it, and we'll Octillery for 1, evolve into let's see, Aqua Patch. Sure, let's use an Aqua Patch, because why not? We'll just waste some time on our opponent here. he gives us the well played, but he just got extremely lucky there with his Shrines of Punishments and us having to lose our field blowers early on in the game. Let's throw down an Ninetales here because we can, and we're going to Blizzard Edge. To take a KO, we lose by a single prize because our opponent got the one extra shrine, and we'll go ahead and lose the game. Alright folks, so that does clue up this gameplay video. We're now sitting at 2-2, playing off against a bit of an odd brew that unfortunately was able to really just kind of take us apart overall. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. We do always greatly appreciate your viewership here at 8Badge Gaming, and I hope you tune in for our continued videos overall. We hope you also look forward to our new standard games coming up in a couple of weeks. We finally did get the packs. I was able to get through my Magic Judge credit to be able to really get anything that we want to play in standard period. So I'm hoping to come to you with some interesting decks over the next few weeks, and I hope you tune in for it. With that said, this is Adam with 8Badge Gaming, signing off.